Hello, my commentators, and welcome back to Cozy Commentary. I'm so happy that y'all have joined me again this week. Honestly, it's been too long. We got a lot of catching up to do with Love is Blind, so let's get through this intro, and then we're going to get into our couples and the topics and all of my thoughts and commentary. All right, so let's start off with our inspirational card for this week. And we have Don't Stop Until You're Proud. How does this make me feel today? I really feel like I have been on a mental health journey for myself. I'm gonna say since 2020. Of course that was when, COVID and stuff happened. Situationship, all that type of stuff. And I was like, I just got to figure out like what my purpose is and all that, whatever. So with that, been going to therapy for at least the past, I think this probably makes year 3. I think I've been in therapy for about 3 years. But I just really feel like I'm in a place where I finally know what my purpose is. As a Christian woman, it has been very hard to figure out like how do I align my life with Christ and how does everything kind of like fall into that and whatever, and then also trying to figure out how do I explore where my passions are and things of that nature. And I was talking to one of my church pastors at some point last year. It was probably in October, and he was telling me and another girl in my group, he was like, your purpose as a Christian is to make disciples. And y'all, when I say like that, literally just blew my mind. It blew my mind because I didn't think that my purpose could be just that simple. But like as a Christian, and if you are a Christian, like I really want this to be something that you hear, like your purpose is just to make disciples. And I think within that, the way that you make disciples is very different. So your vocation is very different as far as how you carry out your life and whatever, but your sole purpose is literally just to show people who Jesus is. So I was like, oh, I've been out here like trying to search for my purpose when like really Jesus is my purpose. Like that's it, that's all. And I recently went to a young adults conference over this weekend, and it was a lady that was talking, and she was saying, when we're kids, people ask us, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the question is worded wrong. It's really, who do you want to be? And who do you want to exist as in this world? And I realized for myself, and how I want to exist among people that I like love and care about, and what my impact is just creating a safe space where you see Jesus. Like that's it. I want to make for sure when people come in contact with me that they feel like it's a safe space where they can feel comfortable, where they feel that they can be vulnerable, where they can just not feel like the world is against them. Like I always want to be an open and transparent place for people to be able to come to. So I've just realized, don't stop until you're proud. I feel like I'm just really proud of this epiphany moment that I came to over this weekend. Like finding out my purpose here recently and understanding like who I want to exist as. Like that is just, it's been a mind-blowing weekend, y'all. Like it's been really, really great. So yeah, so that's our inspirational word for this week, and I hope y'all don't stop achieving your goals until you're proud as well. And moving on, so now we're going to get into our Life is Lifing segment. And let me tell y'all, life was life in this past week. Some of y'all may know, I had COVID. My first time ever catching COVID since 2020. And COVID, kind of kicked my ass. Y'all, I went out of town last weekend and I was doing so much stuff, which I talked about a lot in a previous episode. But anyways, y'all, like Sunday, I was just tired. I went to work on Monday, and during my lunch break, I would typically go back to my car to read a book. And on this particular day, because I was so tired, I was like, bro, I just gotta go to my car and take a nap. So I took a nap, and I don't typically take naps during my lunch. Like, I don't get sleepy in the middle of the day. So I took a nap, got back from lunch to go to my desk, and I started having a headache, and my throat was sore, and I was sneezing and stuff. And I was like, what is this? So I'm thinking, oh, it's like sinuses or, allergies and all that type of stuff. So once I got off from work, I was like, maybe I got a cold. I'm just, trying to think like what could possibly be going on. Why am I feeling this way? COVID was not anything that came across my mind. But to kind of sum up the story, my mama ended up bringing me a COVID test later on that evening. I, did the little swabs and whatever, and dropped a little solution on the test. Baby, that junk lit up. I said, oh, well, guess I got COVID. So, yeah, had COVID for the first time. Like I said, Monday, really my symptoms were just the sore throat. I had a headache, and I was just really tired. And Tuesday was when I just felt everything, like my body was aching like crazy. I had a horrible headache. Excuse me. I had a horrible headache. I was super congested, and just the coughing and all that type of stuff. It was just, y'all, Tuesday and Wednesday were just gross. So, took off from work. Thursday, I kind of started getting my strength back. And then on Friday, I finally tested negative for COVID. Praise the Lord. Amen. So, we're back. We're better than ever. We are healthy. I did quarantine for the week. I did not get out until Saturday. So, I did my due diligence as a citizen of the United States to not get the rest of you motherfuckers sick. But whoever gave me COVID, your mama's a hoe. Okay, I'm done. So yeah, that was my that was my Life is Life is segment. So, I hope everybody else this week went well. I hope y'all have a wonderful week coming up. And yeah, so let's get into, Love is Blind and whatever. Very excited for the next episodes that are going to drop and stuff. But I just kind of want to recap everything from episode 3 all the way up to, I want to say, episode 6 that came out this past week. And y'all, I wanted to go ahead and record like right after I watched them and whatever, because I think it's just fresh on your mind and stuff. So if I do forget anything, or if I kind of breeze over some of this stuff, I apologize. I'm gonna do way, way better when these next set of episodes come out, because I won't be sick, and I'll be able to put in I'll be able to go ahead and get the information out like when it's fresh on my mind. So I do apologize in advance if this episode kind of goes over really, really fast. But just to kind of, truthfully, honestly, I have these notes, and I think I'm going to reflect back to them, but I think I'm just kind of go down the list of the couples and just kind of, talk about them and whatever. So let's first start off with AD and Clay and them just as a whole and all that type of stuff. Y'all, I think AD is falling for the okie doke. Like, Clay I don't like this young man. I don't like him. After they saw each other and, she accepted his little proposal and all that type of stuff, he was just, I didn't feel like he was just very authentic to like saying like, oh my gosh, like, baby girl, you beautiful and all that type of stuff. Like, he was really just like worried about her body and her appearance. And I feel like as Black women, sometimes our bodies are more so the symbol rather than like who we are, if that makes sense. Like, tell me that my face is pretty, bruh. And I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Like, I I cannot stand a man that's gonna sit here and talk to me and tell me that my ass is the first thing that you know. My ass is not the first thing that you. I mean, I guess unless you saw me from the back, from the bike, but like you didn't see me from the bike. You saw me from the front. Was my face pretty? Tell me I got a pretty smile. Something like, dang. And I mean, as we already said, AD is bad. AD is gorgeous. Like, her body is banging, but she also has very, very beautiful skin. Like, her eyes are very big and bright. She has a beautiful smile. Like, the girl is pretty. So I just don't understand, like, why he couldn't. He wasn't doing enough for me in the affirmation area. He wasn't. And they get on the trip and whatever, and honestly I could say I feel like their interactions were okay. I don't really remember like any red. Actually, no, I'm lying. They did end up having one conversation, or they had a couple of conversations, over food and stuff. And like when AD was talking about, being healthy and, I count my calories and, I have to work very, very hard for my body and all that type of stuff. And he was saying like, you ain't got to do all that. Like, a woman's body is different from a man. Are you sure? My nigga, what? Are you sure? Do you know any other women? Do you? I He just said, y'all, he sounded so freaking ignorant to me. He sounded so fucking ignorant. And like, to go along with that conversation, that's when she started saying, like, so what if I do, gain weight and whatever? Well, I'm gonna tell you if you get fat. You gonna tell me like that? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you just like that. That's gonna give you even more reason to go ahead and get back in the gym. So, I'm gonna need you to, like, that big chest, you gonna have to bring that big down. You gonna have to tone it down a little bit. Cause like, I really want to know what women he has interacted with for him to think that he just need to be talking to a woman just in any type of tone and thinking like, you just need to receive what I said is what it is. Do you hear yourself? And like, she did good to tell him, like, I'm not going to receive that information in that way. Like, you're going to have to talk a little bit nicer to me. You're going to have to. If you want me to receive some type of constructive criticism, like, it needs to be constructive, not just critical. Like, we can't, that's not how that's going to work. Like, I appreciate the fact that you see that I put in hard work. But, like, if things change, if I get pregnant, like she said, if something was to ever happen and I started gaining weight, like, I want you to, there are just so many other ways to go about having that conversation. And to any men that may watch this, I just want y'all to know that your words mean something. Like, it said, like, in the Bible, it says, like, with the power of your tongue is life or death. And you can either speak life into somebody or you can speak death into them. And you sitting over here telling somebody, hey, you fat. That's don't do that. Don't do that. That's all I got to say. Just don't do that. They also ended up having, AD and Clay also had another conversation where he was saying something about like, I'm scared I'm going to screw this up. I'm scared that, I'm not, or, that something is going to happen and that I'm not going to be able to show up, in the way that I should at the end and all that type of stuff. And to me, that's just, I really feel like when it comes to this experiment, and of course, we 6 seasons in, so people already kind of know what to expect out of it. But like, why do people come into this experiment already have gone through therapy and, not just coming up in here like, I think I want to get married. I think, no, like, you came in here to try to find the person that you want to marry. And we all know that this is a very untraditional way of going about things. But considering that you done put yourself in this position and you are messing with somebody else's feelings, like, this ain't just about you. This is about you and another person, like, trying to come together. Like, For him to have those type of doubts and second thoughts about himself, not knowing if he is firm and knowing if he is going to be like the man that she needs, I'm like, why are you here? Why are you here? You don't, this is not the experiment for you at all. At all. I really feel like AD was being extremely patient with him, but honestly, like, just listening to that conversation, I was just like, that's not going to go anywhere. And to also fast forward for AD and Clay when they get back to Charlotte, and they've met. I think they've only met his mom and sister, if I remember correctly. I don't think we met any of AD's friends, but when they go out with his mom and his sister, he over here, y'all, his tone and his delivery with stuff is really what is going to bother me. It's his tone and delivery and things that's going to bother me. But he was upset with AD because she hasn't gone back to work yet. And he has been back at work, and I don't know what type of entrepreneurship job that he has. I'm just happy that the nigga making money. But he was like, I've been back at work. I don't have to come home every night and all that type of stuff, whatever. And she don't understand it because she ain't started working again. Like, she ain't got no job right now. And it's like, dang, like, I don't need you talking down on me just because, like, I don't have, clearly neither one of them have a regular 9 to 5. Like, that's just not what they got going on. Both of them are entrepreneurs. I would almost consider AD as like a freelancer. And I have other friends that have like danced with the Grizz girls and all that type of stuff. And I am aware that some of them don't have your regular 9 to 5 jobs. Like, these are very artsy and, like, I would say very big-minded people. So a typical schedule, I would say, is not really like what they have. They have a lot of various things going on. And I mean, I don't know what AD got going on, because I think she said, was she like working on real estate and all that type of stuff. I want to say she's still a dancer, and it seems like she's also trying to like start up a business. Maybe, don't quote me on that, but I just really felt like his tone about her not working and him not being somewhat considerate of his schedule was kind of like, I don't know how I really feel about that and whatever. But I do feel like his mom was affirming on both sides. Like, AD, you were going to have to understand, what his schedule has already been. But also, Clay, if this is something that you want, you're going to have to work for it. So there's going to have to be grace and sacrifice put in on both sides. But yeah, his tone with AD and how he comes across is just a lot. I also wanted to go back into when they got to Charlotte and they were showing each other their places. I don't remember what AD's place looks like, but I know Clay has the house. And I mean, his house looks fine. I think his house looks fine. But I was really wondering, like, how hard is it for somebody that already owns a house and has a space laid out for themselves, and you're saying, oh, this person is about to move in with me? Like, does that person feel like they have ownership of that space? Like, what is that like? Because to a certain degree, I'm wondering, because in my head, I'm just thinking, do I feel like I'm intruding on your space because this was already established as your home, your safe haven? Like, I understand that we're supposed to be like coming together on this, but if I'm moving my things into a space that has already been inhabited, it's like, how do I make this something of my own as well? And hopefully y'all, kind of picking up what I'm putting down. But I was just, I don't know. I feel like I would personally be very, very scared to move into a guy's, like, house. I think it's one thing to, like, oh, we both kind of in an apartment and whatever, and, we spend a night at each other's place and da 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 da. And you know, maybe we move into an apartment together and then we move into a house together. But like, to just think that I gotta up and move into your home is just, y'all, that's some crazy thinking. That is some crazy thinking to me. But yeah, those, I want to say those are most of my points on AD and Clay. Um, I can't really think of anything else about them, but you know, if I do, I'll circle back. Um, oh no, let's talk about this bean dip. The boop 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 on this daggone beach with AD Clay, Jeremy, and no. Yeah, Jeremy and Laura. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to remember everybody's name. And then after that, we'll segue over into Jeremy and Laura and the whole Sarah and that whole little triad over there. Y'all, first of all, first of all, I don't like how that situation was handled at all. I don't like how the situation was handled. First, why would you, as one, like, y'all, I am not, it, that whole situation is just so densely packed in. It's so much that you can take out of it. First of all, I am not a woman to go around and play with my friends' bodies at all. Like, I have friends that are big chested. I have friends that got big booties. Like, the girls be out here with the bodies, you know what I'm saying? And AD got body. AD got body yada yada. For a woman to come up to you and just boop boop, girl, I'm about to pop you. Like, I'm gonna sock you in your throat. Because why do you think that this is okay? Why do people play like that? Like, I really don't think, like, y'all, I think the last time somebody even played like that with me, I was playing volleyball. Like, and you know, in certain spaces, I think it's understandable. But I just, when you are a grown ass woman, like these women are in their 30s, why are you over here playing with my titty? Why are you over here playing with my wrist? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And for Laura to go to Jeremy and to even like, I think outside of telling him a story about it, to insinuate a gesture of saying like, you should go to AD and like tell her what bean, or bring up bean dip, or you should go bean dip her or something like. Why would you want a white man to go and put his hands on a black woman and sexually assault her? Like, do you realize she could have had his ass locked up as if as if Love is Blind has not had enough allegations already? Like, girl, like, and if Jeremy was not somewhat smart in that situation, y'all, I'm so sorry, my dog is over here barking. Yeah, I'm so sorry. If Jeremy was not, you know, smart enough to say like, I don't think that I should do that, like that could have became like a whole freaking, that could have became a whole freaking thing. Now on the other end, I don't like the fact that Jeremy brought it up at all in conversation. At all in conversation. Like, he shouldn't have brought that conversation up at all. Like, to even say anything to AD and Clay, like, he could have just like left that between him and Laura and said, and just not saying nothing. Like, the fact that he brought it up, I just felt like that was just an uncomfortable conversation anyway. And then yeah, we'll get back into them. But how AD and Clay handled the situation, I can appreciate the fact that like neither one of them like, you know, blew anything out of proportion. I can appreciate that Clay didn't you know, go in on Jeremy or anything, and also didn't say anything like too crazy to Laura. Granted, Laura should have been checked. I didn't like how Laura reacted when AD brought it up to her. Like, homegirl, you was in the wrong. Like, this could have really made my man upset and uncomfortable. Oh, it was just a joke. Like, it wasn't supposed to be taken in that way. Like, it just, I don't even know why he thought it was about it. Girl, take accountability. Like, that's that Karen shit. That's that Karen shit that folks be talking about, and like, you're not taking accountability for the fact that you made an already awkward and bad situation even more awkward, and now you don't want to take accountability for the fact that you made me uncomfortable, you could have possibly made my man uncomfortable, and you also made your dude uncomfortable. Like, just say you're sorry. Just say you're sorry and just let that be it. But yeah, that, ooh, child, that was a whole mess. Y'all, I almost forgot about AD and Chelsea daggone ass at the bar when all of them were mixing and mingling. Oh my gosh. Y'all, the way Chelsea sat over there and called AD out like, girl, how you get that booty? Squats, honey, squats. I be in the gym, girl. I be in the gym, and she do. She do be in the gym. If y'all ain't looked at her Instagram, she be in the gym. But like, y'all, and Chelsea trying to put her on Front Street, and then going back to Jimmy and saying, "Oh my God, it just made me so uncomfortable, and I just, it was like you ignored me all night, and I was just, it made me so uncomfortable, and I just want you to acknowledge that." Y'all, I hated that woman. I hated I hated that woman so much. It was way too much. I don't know why she did that. She tried to like put AD on Front Street, but it's like, girl, I can't. What I'm gonna do about having a big old booty? Like, my ass look good. The and it look good up in my clothes. Like, it don't matter what I wear. Like, I'm going to look good. Like, titty sitting, ass sitting. Like, we straight over here. So yeah, that whole child AD had the people out here going crazy over her body, going crazy. But you know, as Black women, what else can we do? What else can we do? Okay, so to go back to Jeremy, Laura, and like I said, Sarah Ann, to make this nice little triad that we got over here. First of all, I don't really care for Jeremy either. Granted, I mean, after we've seen all these little episodes, I don't think any of us care for Jeremy. But just from like the way he was interacting in the pods and stuff with Sarah Ann and Laura, like his conversations, he just kind of gives me very matter of fact type guy. And I mean, Laura kind of already brings up like, you kind of play too much. You're a little bit too goofy. In one of their conversations, she said, you know, you're just like, you just don't give a fuck. And I like that. But she don't like that. She does not like the fact that he don't give a crap about what she be talking about. Because she be like, I hate them Hawaiian shirts. I hate the fact that he be over there acting goofy all the time and whatever. Like, I don't necessarily, I feel like all of us have a sense of humor. They just don't really share the same sense of humor. And truthfully and honestly, I don't think in a regular setting they would have ever really like interacted with each other for real. I really don't. I don't think Laura would have gave Jeremy the time of day at all whatsoever. But yeah, so to kind of start at the scene with Clay and AD, Laura got mad that, you know, it was taken out all out of proportion with Jeremy and all that type of stuff. Like, oh my God, it was just a joke. It wasn't supposed to be taken that way. And then, you know, Jeremy ends up storming off and he's like, I'm ready to go home. And then they had the whole conversation. And I guess, you know, they kiss and make up and whatever. But, you know, it was just lack of accountability taken. And I just, you know, white women. The Karens out here, like, I really want y'all to have, I want y'all to go to therapy, and I want for these therapists to start reading y'all for filth. I really do. Like, somebody deserves to read y'all for filth without your white woman tears. And that's just how I feel about it. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. I'm tired of the white woman tears. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember. Did they leave the vacation on a good note? I think they did. I think they left the vacation on a good note after that whole thing. So I don't really think it's anything else that I want to touch on with that. Now, when they get back to Charlotte, though, that's when things got interesting. We went to Jeremy's house, and Laura was like, your house is like really, really clean, and I'm really, really surprised because, I'm thinking you're going to be a bachelor. And truthfully and honestly, y'all, I was thinking for him to say that he was going to be all that clean and whatever, I thought his place was going to kind of look like Clay's. Because Clay's place didn't necessarily look dirty or anything like that, but it looked like a guy's place. So when she was over here looking at the silverware, and she was like, you have really nice silverware. Like, look at this gold ass spoon. You know that man didn't pick out that. Let's be very, very honest. A man that is that organized has either had a woman living with him or he's gay. There's no in between there. There's no in between. So, Laura was right, she was picking up on the cues and all that type of stuff, but just wasn't able to like put her finger on it and whatever. And then, a few days later, now he's out with some of the boys from the pods and whatever. Met Sarah Ann while he was out and stuff, and they got to talking and stuff. And homeboy was out until 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Conversation got boring. He said he going to bed soon. So I snuck up to her bedroom. Look, he was over there sneaking all up in Sarah Ann's bedroom. That's what Laura ended up, spilling the tea about. Like, she was going all she let homeboy have it. She let Jeremy have it, as she should have. Because, like, sir, being out until 5 o'clock in the morning, what is really wrong with you? And then on top of that, y'all, like, I am a 25 going on 26-year-old woman. Truthfully and honestly, like, to be completely honest with y'all, I be wanting to be at home by like 9, 10 o'clock. Because I believe in going to sleep. Like, 11 o'clock, my head should be on my pillow. Dead ass. Like, I don't understand why being out until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning is even a thing. Like, do y'all not be tired? Do y'all not want to go home? Because I love my place. Love it. Like, I realize I'm not a night owl. I don't like the club life. Like, it's not for me. And I mean, clearly, homeboy was not at the club. He was over there, getting them cheeks with Sarah Ann. But, okay, so because I was able to, go and do some more research and, I had COVID this week, some stuff started coming out. Y'all, did we see that Jeremy was once married and got him a little child? He got him a little Jeremy Jr. So really, I'm over here like, was he with Sarah Ann, or was he out here getting his son ready for daycare? I think he could have been getting his son ready for daycare. Like, that could definitely be an option. But either way, he has a hidden family that none of us knew about. None of us knew about him, or knew about, the possible ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. And, like, apparently, as far as the house goes, they had just sold the house like 2 weeks prior. So he brought Laura over to a sold house. So technically, I mean, if it was sold, was it even his property? Why did he even have a key? Why did he have a key? Like, it's a lot of pieces to put together there. So, that was a whole mess. I do want to backtrack. I remember when Jeremy and Laura had their little fight and whatever while they were in Dominican Republic, Jeremy was talking to Amy, and he was telling her, you know, like, me and Laura are cool, we're having a good time and stuff, but I still like want the opportunity to meet Sarah Ann. And Amy was like, I'm not gonna make no comments about that. Like, I'm not gonna say nothing about that. And she could have told him, like, I just don't think this gonna be smart. And I don't think he would have really took it at heed, you know. I don't think he really would have cared. But, you know, he had plans on trying to figure out what Sarah Ann was about. Because in them pods, all they was talking about was sex anyway. So he was trying to clap them cheeks, y'all. Like, he was trying to clap them cheeks. And more than likely, that's what he did. That is what he did. Y'all. Okay, we're gonna get to Chelsea and Jimmy in a second. But y'all, we got to talk about freaking Kenneth and Brittany. Why were they so disappointing? Like, I really thought when they started off on the Dominican Republic vacation that they were going on, like, it just seemed like they were cool. Like, they were vibing, they were chilling. It seemed like they was clicking. I was like, what is the issue? What is the problem? Like, I like them. They strong. You know, they communicate pretty well. It seems like, you know, they flowing pretty good together. I appreciated AD coming to Ken with the one conversation, you know, just saying like, so with her being a white woman and with this being the first time that you're dating a white woman, you know, like, what does that mean if y'all decide to have biracial kids? Because, I mean, those are real conversations. Like, you really do need to have those conversations in, you know, Beyond Sex America. We have to realize that there are the bigoted Trump supporters out here. And, you know, we gotta make for sure, like, are you an ally? Are you with me or are you against me? And if you decide to have, you know, a mixed child, like, how does that, you know, how do you plan on raising them up and all that type of stuff? And then also with him working in the school system, I was just hoping that he was going to, you know, have a pretty big impact in his child's life and making for sure that they, like, knew about, or they were just very self-aware of their Black history, because I mean, he's clearly a Black man, and he definitely needed to bring the conversation up to Brittany for sure. And I think I could appreciate the way that she was like accepting to the conversation. I really like Brittany. Like, y'all, I really like the young lady. I mess with Brittany, like, real tough. But y'all, they got back to Charlotte, and it was like, that nigga was on his phone like this. Like, they having conversation, and he just, If you don't put that goddamn phone there, what are you doing? Ain't nobody that didn't put, like, oh my God. Like, I could not understand, like, where the disconnect came out of nowhere when they got there. And, like, it just, I really feel like Brittany did well in voicing herself and saying, you know, I don't know if I am receiving the love that I want to receive. But even when they were in the Dominican Republic, she was saying, you know, are you scared to touch me? Like, I want you to touch me. I want you to hold me, all that type of stuff. Like, I appreciate you respecting the fact that I want to be celibate until we get married. But, like, show me love. Show me affection. Like, I'm trying to touch you to show you that, like, I'm happy that you're here, but you're acting very distant. And I feel like she felt it a little bit when they were in the DR, and then when they got home, it was like she was just isolated. And the way he responded to her, I was just like, did you want to be with the girl or not? Like, it just really, it was like it just did a full 180. Their conversation did a full 180 to me. And then he was saying, let me give you a hug so you know it ain't no hard feelings. Nigga, what? Get away from me. Y'all, I didn't understand how it just completely flipped. I don't understand how the script flipped, but it did. It kind of hurt my heart because I was really vibing with them and whatever, but clearly they were not vibing with each other, and they are no longer on the show. Now to get to the juiciest part, let me make for sure I ain't skip out on nothing else. I think Chelsea and Jimmy are the last ones that I wanted to touch on. Yeah, Chelsea and Jimmy are the last ones I wanted to touch on. Chelsea, Jimmy, Jessica, and Trevor. Like, let's get into them real quick. Okay, so I can't stand Chelsea ass. And I think we're all in agreement on that. Like I already saw on social media. Like, first of all, you over here talking about you look like Megan Fox, and y'all, I swear, it's each episode progressed on, that woman got uglier and uglier. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't understand why she kept looking worse with each episode. And I don't like the fact she is so insecure. Like, y'all, ladies, I want y'all to understand, although I did just call this woman ugly, I want y'all to understand that we have to find beauty in ourselves, and we cannot be sitting out here on this comparison horse trying to figure out why we don't look like, why we don't act like, why we don't execute things in the same way and manner as somebody else. Like, we cannot do that. We will never find happiness, and you cannot sit here and beg somebody for validation when you can't already validate yourself. Like, we gotta get out of this world of just like thinking that we are never good enough. And literally, this girl never thought she was good enough. She never thought that Jeremy was really showing her love. And it was so much, and it was so exhausting the whole time just hearing her whine and complain. Like, literally, once they got out there, do you love me? Are you sure? Is this really where you want to be? Like, am I the one that you want to be with? On that type of stuff. And then, the whole AD situation that we already hit on. Like, girl, how do you sit over here? Granted, I don't think I can say I know where my insecurities lie, and I feel like I'm a baddie. I'm a baddie out here. I got a cute little waist. I got the nice little booty and stuff. Boobs ain't all that big, but it's proportional, whatever. I like myself. I love myself, and I feel like I have a great body image, and I have a good image of myself. I don't ever want to be out with no dude. I cannot go out with a man and be like, damn, that girl over there thick. Y'all, I am not secure in myself in that way. I don't want to have that conversation with a man that I am interested in, that I am dating, that I am in a relationship with, to go and tell him that I think that another woman is beautiful. Like, I can't sit here and say that I wouldn't say that a woman is beautiful. I'd be like, oh, like, she's really pretty. I would sit around all day and say that a woman is pretty. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about the what's the word that I want to use? Y'all, I'm so sorry. I need to have my words together. I'm not going to talk about the physique of a woman in front of a man that I am with. Like, I'm just not going to do that. Because the moment he say, yeah, her ass is fat. My ass ain't fat. You don't like my booty? My booty not enough for you. You don't like me. I'm not cute. I'm not cuter than her. You think her eyelashes look better than mine. She just got her nails done. She got a ring on her finger, and I ain't got no ring on my finger. Dang, look at how her toes lay. Like, it be... you start one place and then it's like your brain just like trails off and whatever, and that's exactly what Chelsea did to herself. Jimmy should not have said that to Chelsea unless that was just, the relationship they had. I don't know what type of relationship they had. Jimmy shouldn't have said nothing to her, but she did not have to go on to say something about like 80s body. She could have just said like, yeah, 80s look good. She always look good, and left it at that, rather than bringing her up. Now he over here looking all flustered and red in the face, and then you got mad when he went over and started talking to her. Granted, this was a mixing and mingling social between all the couples, and you over here talking about it made me so uncomfy, and you just left me over there all alone, and you weren't saying that you loved me tonight, and girl, if you don't stop sounding like a damn muppet and grow the hell up, grow some balls, like, oh my gosh. I hated that scene so much. Like that whole night when she was going off on him, and at one point he apologized. Like he apologized. He said, "I wasn't trying to make you feel uncomfortable. I wasn't trying to make you feel sad." And she was like, "No, just take it. Just accept what you did." Like, I just said that I'm sorry. I just said that I'm sorry. Like that was not my intent to make you feel uncomfortable and bad. Like that's not what I was doing. On top of that, when I was talking to everybody out here, I was bragging about how much I loved you, how happy I am in our relationship, and all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, and I mean, we watched the episode. He was literally talking about her the whole night. Like, me and Chelsea are good. I think we're like one of the strongest couples out here. Like, I'm just so confused on what she was looking for. But I mean, I also think that she's confused at what she's looking for. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She has no freaking clue. Once they get back to North Carolina, y'all, I'm trying to remember what else she did that pissed me off. Cause it was a lot. It was a whole lot. Jesus, I remember her talking to her friends, and I feel like she tried to put him on Front Street then as well, but I can't remember about what. Oh, I feel so bad. Let me see. Did I take any notes about it? Let's see. I got that she's confident in her relationship. She needs reassurance. Y'all, I ain't really got no more notes on Chelsea. I just know I don't like her. I think Jimmy is a lot. Oh, doesn't Jimmy leave at some point? They have some type of big fight again because she wasn't feeling like he was affirming her and stuff. And he was like, this is way too much. Like, I can't take it. I'm giving you, like, I'm telling you everything that you want to hear, but you don't like how it sounds. And I just can't do this anymore. And he ends up leaving. But then he come back the next day, and she was like, that wasn't cool. I don't like when you leave me by myself. Like, y'all, that was just the whole thing. I think she got mad. Didn't she get mad at him for following or seeing her picture? No, she showed Jimmy the picture of Jessica or something like that, and that had her feeling some type of way too. But it's like, girl, why do you set yourself up to show him these other women that you already have a comparison issue with? First it was AD, and you also knew that Jessica was into him, and Jessica is gorgeous. Like, Jessica is Victoria's Secret model gorgeous. And you decided to show him her Instagram, and you got mad that, he commented on, oh, she looked nice. Whatever he might have said about it. And then, that sends you into a spiraling fit as well. Like, I'm tired of Chelsea. I want her to get it together. Also, to reverse back on Chelsea, back into the pods with her and Trevor, y'all, she made me so mad on the day that she accepted Jimmy's proposal, and then she went to Trevor basically to tell him, like, I can't accept, your proposal, and I can't continue forward with you and all that type of stuff. When he asked her, If I would have asked you first, would you have said yes to me instead? And she ain't had no answer. It was like, yes, bro, because she didn't care. She didn't. Both of them, Jimmy and Trevor, both told Chelsea, I love you in the pause. And Chelsea had no answer back. She did not say that I love you back at all. At all. And she was so worried about trying to beat Jessica. I really do feel like she was in competition with Jessica to get Jimmy so that she could be like the hot commodity and whatever. So that, because she enjoys feeling wanted, she enjoys being like on that pedestal and whatever. Like it was a huge ego boost to her. And after she like won that battle, she was like, oh well, now I gotta dry out my car real quick, so I ain't gotta do all the rest of this stuff. And yeah, but truthfully and honestly, it's probably for the best that she didn't end